All right, so for each of these cards that we have, we're going to write the sequence of transformations. And notice we're not using exclusively rigid transformations anymore. Now we're including, we've got translations, rotations, reflections, and dilations now to take one figure to another. So for the first card, it's going to be pretty straightforward because we just have to do a dilation. The only thing that we need to calculate for this one is the scale factor. So remember that our formula for a scale factor is we're going to take some length and multiply it by a scale factor to get some new length, which leads us to our formula for a scale factor is some length divided by the original length. Okay, so I have my new length up here, 7.5. So that will be 7.5, and my original length here was 5. So my scale factor will be whatever 7.5 divided by 5 is, which is 3 over 2 or 1.5. Okay. So let's go ahead and write down what this dilation would be. So I'm going to dilate from the little triangle up to the big triangle. So that's going to look like dilate ORQ from center O by scale factor 3 over 2. And that'll work, just like that. All right, for the second card, this time we have a different scale factor. This time we have lengths of 3 and 12. So if we do our formula over here, we're going to have 12 divided by 3. That's going to give us a scale factor of 4. Okay? So what I want to do first is I want to make sure that well, you know what? Yeah. What I want to do first is I want to make sure that this G is right in this corner, like this, so I can dilate out this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this point right here. I'll call this point right here A. And we're going to say this, card 2, and I'll label this card 1. We're going to say rotate G by center of rotation A 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, and then once I've done that rotation, now it's going to be in this corner, so that way when I do the dilation, it will match up perfectly. So now we're going to say, then dilate the image, because it's not shape G anymore, now it's G prime. We're going to dilate G prime, dilate the image, which is G prime, from center of dilation. Let me scoot this out like this so you can see all of it. From center of dilation A by scale factor 4. Okay. For card 3, this one there is no sequence that will work because the angles are not congruent, and so no matter of rigid or non-rigid transformations will work unless we did some like stretch and shrink using these vertices and tried to pull them apart a little bit, but we don't have the tools yet to be able to do that. All right, so card 4. For this one, it looks like we're going to need a translation and a reflection, but since these figures are congruent, then it looks like we won't need any dilations for this one. Okay, so I'm thinking a translation and then a reflection would work really nicely here. So, and I'm thinking, let's actually do this one up here. Let's match up these points and then do the rotation like that. So I'll go up here and then do that rotation. All right. So let's label this point here A, and let's label this point up here B. All right. So for card 3, we're gonna do translate F from A to B. Rotate the image, which is F prime, 90 degrees. 90 degrees clockwise, about center of rotation B. Okay, so that'll work to match up these shapes. For card 5, this one looks like we're going to need a translation, rotation, and a dilation. So let's yeah, let's see how this is going to look. You know what? Let's go from F to G actually. So let's do it like that. We've been doing from F to G for most of these shapes. All right. So this is the 1. This is the 3. This is the 2. Okay. So first things first, we're probably going to need to do a translation. So I'm going to need to match up the angles that have 1 and 1. So that would be something like this. Then we're going to need to do a rotation to match up these angles. And then we'll need to do a dilation to get this triangle to be the same size. So let's go ahead and label these points right here as A and B. And we also need a scale factor. All right, so in this case, we're going to have our scale factor. Let's see, I'll put this right here. Scale factor is equal to our new length divided by our original length. And in this case, our new length is 3, and our original length was 4. So that's going to be our scale factor. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to translate F from A to B. So that's going to look like this. Then, you know what? I think I also need a letter
A las
here.
6, alarma detenida en Max second echo dot.
All right. So now I need these letters here because I'm going to need to describe these rays, right? So after we do the translation, I want to rotate until these rays right here coincide. Okay, so we're going to say translate the image, which is now F prime. No, not translate. Rotate. Rotate the image until rays, what is this, AC and BD coincide. Then we're going to dilate the image, which is now F double prime. Dilate the image from center of dilation. So our center of dilation is going to be right here at, well, this point right here is B. This point right here is B, and this one is D. By center of dilation B, by scale factor 3/4. Okay, so that will work for card 4. Oh, sorry, for card... Oh, wait a second. Card 3 is the one that didn't work at all. So this one... Sorry, this one is... there's no sequence of rigid transformation. No sequence of transformations works for that one. This one was card 4, and then this one was card 5. Okay, so now we're on card 6. All right. So for this one, let's put this right here. There's a good place. Okay, so this one, it looks like we're probably going to need a translation, rotation, and reflection for this one. You know, I could do this better if I use the ruler. All right, so we're probably going to need to translate and then rotate and then reflect. Something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and label some points. We'll probably need to label, I don't know, we'll probably label A and B and then C and D, like that. All right. So first things first, let's go ahead and translate F from A to B, no, from A to C. Okay, so that's going to look like this. Then we're going to rotate the image, which is F prime now, until rays AB and CD coincide. Okay, so that's going to look like this. And then we're going to reflect the image, which is now F double prime, across, and then this segment right here is CD. CD, like that. All right, that'll work. All right, we have successfully described the sequence of transformations that takes each original image, right, each F to G.